If a Viking dies, but then he's reincarnated, is he Björn again?
Björn again? Oh my Jesus. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. I watched every available interviews and movies with you and wrote a couple of questions, but after that I saw you on Instagram, and it comes to my mind that it amazed me how much help you give to people to be more self-aware and more confident. So my question is that when did you decide that your platform will mostly about that?
I think during the pandemic, I realized that a lot of people were just still posting how amazing their lives were when they weren't. And I was struggling. I also went through a divorce. I went through a lot, to go from being a single father, week on, week off, and then work stopped. And I just started thinking, if I'm feeling this way, then there's lots of other people that are feeling this way. And it felt wrong to be trying to say that everything was fine, everything was brilliant, my life was great, because my life was great. I mean, I make the most of everything every day, and that's what I write on Instagram. It's about finding those small little moments every day that kind of pull you out of your own thoughts and just make you realize that you are actually still alive and you're unique and you're lucky to be here. But I just started writing what was on my mind, and then people started responding to it, and then you realize that there are other people in the same boat as you, and then on the other side of it, then I just started posting funny things as well, just like things just to make people giggle, smile, like and I just think we're a bit over kind of trying to, be fake and say how lives are so much better than they really are. It's better to just be truth. And I was talking about this with somebody the other day about how honesty is the root of everything. And if you've got bad roots, then you won't grow. And it's like, just be honest. And if you're honest, then there'll be other people that feel exactly the same way as you. And there'll be people that hate you or don't like you. There's always other people, there's that too. But
I don't think it's
but you find your people.
Thank you very much. My other selfish question for myself is, I saw an interview that you said that your proposal was in an Elvis costume, is it right?
It was.
Yeah, also I saw your daddy in an Elvis costume also on your Instagram, and you met with Priscilla Presley-Allen, right?
I did.
What does Elvis mean to you?
Good, you've really trolled my Instagram.
Yes!
That was a long time ago.
I am.
It was really sweet meeting Priscilla. I was at a function about Graceland, because they brought a lot of the artifacts over from Graceland over to England. And the thing I remember about her warmth was that everybody was asking her questions about Elvis, and not asking her anything about herself. Yeah. And I came over to her and just asked her how she was feeling. And she just grabbed me and she just went, "You're the first person to ask me something that's not related to my ex-husband." And we had a really nice little chat, and it meant the world to me. And then she told me that I've got big feet and big hands, and Elvis had big feet and big hands. I wasn't sure what she was trying to do. No, it was great. Elvis is a bit of an idol of mine, so it was really great to kind of go to Graceland to see all of his memorabilia.
My next question is that we know you are graduated from London Academy of Music and Dramatic Art. Also, you are a national Thai boxing champion. And also, I had to find out from a Jennifer Beals interview that you are a trained dancer. And is there anybody whom you want to dance with from the movie industry?
From the movie industry?
Yeah, because I saw the Lucy Martin post from your Instagram.
Oh yes, so we did the Dirty Dancing lift at Vikings Con. That was fun.
Yeah, from the Dirty Dancing. It's not from Flash Dance. It's from
Dirty Dancing. Yeah, Lucy was in Dirty Dancing. That's why. So I was like, that's the one thing I learned how to do that lift when I was dancing, because I've always been very big. I was 6'3". And I just started lifting all of the girls in my dance class, and and then Ryan Gosling came along in that film, Crazy Stupid Love, and remember, he does the kind of thing, and I was like, that's my party trick, I've been doing that for years. Who would I like to dance with in the movies? Lucy Martin. Can't just say not, I can't not dance with Lucy Martin. Now, who would I dance with? I would dance with, dance with Jennifer Beals. I can't, yeah, you see, you put Jennifer Beals and Lucy Martin in the conversation, I can't not choose Jennifer Beals.
To hear, yeah.
It'd be great to dance with Jennifer. Actually, we did, when we were filming Taken, Jennifer and I did a little music video with all the cast for Jen Masala, who was one of the cast members of Taken. So we all got to dance in that. We made this little music video as a happy birthday thing to Jen Masala. So I did get to dance with Jennifer Beals, I suppose.
During the first Vikcast, you mentioned that we might, it's a quote, sorry, so we might be showing up at people's weddings, their proposals, divorces. You can hire a Viking. Is this offer still alive? Because next week I have to work on Saturday and Sunday, and maybe you can rob me out of this situation, if it's fine for you.
It was a great idea. I'd love to do that, actually. I think it'd be great to, once we get Vikcast up and running again, to do that, hire a Viking. Whether you want to split up with your boyfriend or your girlfriend, or if you want to kind of ring your boss and get the day off for
There she is.
There we go. Hire a Viking. That should be a thing.
I love it. I want to ask you that most of your characters, what I saw, what was available for me, betrays his companions, that after that your characters and roles try to get some redemption. And is it a little emotionally exhausting for you to play characters like this? Because I am always with you, I'm a big Rollo fan. And for me, I just, no, don't do this, jeez, no. And for me, I always with you, so.
It's a good question. Is it emotionally exhausting? I think, yeah, but any job you do that you love, you want to get something from it, and acting is a very physical and emotional job. You know, whereas some people feel exhausted at the end of the day because they've gone through spreadsheets and they've created something, whatever it may be, or they're an architect and they've done the blueprints to a building and they feel exhausted. That's what you want to feel on a job that you love, and that's what I really do. I mean, if I feel like I've actually been through the ringer at work, then I get fulfilled from that. So it's not, even though the emotions can be exhausting emotions or not very unpleasant emotions to feel, it is still acting. So I can still leave it at the door once I've done the scene. It's not like I bring it home and suddenly it kind of open up a whole kettle of my own inner turmoil. It doesn't work like that. It's almost like therapy. You kind of get it out, and then you've done the scene, and then it's like, whew. So it's exhausting, but it's not a horrible feeling. It's not like actually living that character. It's very different.
You're channeling your feelings.
Yeah, I'm channeling it, yeah.
Your first paid job was a role of Little John's son, Wolf Little, if I know correctly.
Find all this out.
The tour guide in Sherwood Forest, and after that you played Archer, the half-brother of Robin Hood. And after that you got a movie role called In Like Flynn, from the actor Errol Flynn, whose most acclaimed role is Robin Hood. You wanted to be in this movie, or the casting director said that we want Mr. Standen because with kind of past, we need you. You know everything about Robin Hood, so you will be the captain.
Yes, Charlie. Well, the reason why I took that role, the chance to play a 55-year-old alcoholic sailor from the 30s with imaginary friends, and I was 35 or something. It was a dream kind of role for me to completely transform myself. But it's a weird one with that Errol Flynn thing, because I remember when I was younger, there was a man that lived in my town. When I was like early 20s, maybe. It was probably just come out of drama school. People used to call him Mad John. He was a homeless man. I used to call him Loud John. I thought that was mean to call him Mad John. But he used to be on the street, and he was really loud, and he used to talk, and he was one of these guys that sometimes he would see you, and he would say things that almost were, you're like, how did he know that? And I based the character in Like Flynn on him. But he came up to me in the street when I was like 21, 22 or whatever, and his catchphrase was like, have a nice day, have a nice day, and that's what I do in the film. I got that in, but he said, hey, Errol Flynn, hey, how you doing, Robin Hood? Errol Flynn didn't even know me. And he came up to him and he started, and that's why I was like, because when we started doing this thing about Errol Flynn, I was like, this guy, and then it all went from there, and I went, he's exactly the same as this character I'm playing. But it's weird how it all came full circle, that this whole Errol Flynn thing has just followed me round since I was 20. Really cool. Really strange.
Nice story, thank you to share. I saw Namaste in London, and I was a little bit disappointed because you
So was
don't
I.
have a song. Sorry?
So was I.
So, after we talked about the dancing thing, can you sing? And if you will be in the next Bollywood movie, is it possible that you will sing in that?
No, I am a double threat. I can act and I can dance, but I cannot sing. So you're safe.
I don't think so.
No, I can sing certain things. I'm just not. I just feel like singing is one of the most personal things in the world, right? In dancing, it's down to interpretation. There are moves, but the way your body moves is very different to someone else's. Acting, you hide behind a character. Painting, you hide behind a canvas. But with singing, there is nothing to hide behind. You either hit a note or you don't. You're either good or bad, and it's terrifying. I was in West Side Story when I was younger, actually, and I remember, and so I did sing. I was in West Side Story at the Royal Albert Hall, but I was within the chorus. I could hide behind people singing.
I see.
I was employed for the acting side of it, really. But I remember going for the audition, and this has never happened to me in acting. The piano player starts playing, the director and the choreographer and that behind, a bit like the X Factor, and my legs started shaking.
No.
And the more I tried to control it, the more it shaked, and my voice was all over the place. And it was like this weird, irrational fear that I didn't feel in the way that when we talk about when we have butterflies, and it wasn't that. It was just my legs started shaking, and it was the fear of singing in front of people. Yeah, it's not natural to me.
This will be your Achilles knee. So sorry
Achilles heel.
Now everybody
Achilles
will
knee.
know it. Also, I don't know that you realize that Nikolai Vlulichko, who is also here, has a stand-up comedy act with dead jokes, and you are really good in dead jokes. I mean, from your Instagram, I saw your stories, and also my favorite post was the French kiss costume that you did. Do you think you developed this as you became a father, or it's from your daddy Steve Wallbanks?
My daddy, Steve Warbanks. He's good with dad jokes. He definitely did. And then it developed because I was in this TV show called Council of Dads.
Yes.
And on set, we just were thinking, like, how can we promote the show? And everyone went, Clive does dad jokes. So it became Council of Dad Jokes. But definitely comes from my dad. My dad is the king of the dad jokes. Yeah.
Yeah,
If a Viking dies, but then he's reincarnated, is he Björn again?
Björn again? Oh my Jesus. Okay, that's all. Thank you very much. Maybe I can ask one thing after this. Oh yes, it's a little bit lame question, but I wanted. I am a little bit confident after this joke that you said in an interview that while you were on the set of Everest, sometimes you had to sit next to each other to contain body warmth. Who was the best who helped you with that?
Who was the warmest actor?
Yes.
There were so many, but Josh Brolin
I think
was. But I mean this is personally. That man, when he's in a room, he just brings everybody's energy up. So when you are in a room or a tent at the top of a mountain and you're all freezing, he had a lot to do. He would walk into that tent. He'd always have a story. He'd always have a joke. And he just raises everyone's spirits. There's few leading actors like that who not only concentrate on their job, but they actually rally everybody else. And yeah, he was brilliant to work with. Special actor, special man.
Nice. That's all. Time's up. Okay. Well,
that was fun.
Thank you.